Welcome to episode 6 of Go, the Mission. We out here once again broadcasting from St. Joseph, Michigan. I'm your host, Corey Johnson. Missions is my passion, and I'm thankful for another opportunity to educate, enlighten, and encourage those of you interested in missions. If this is your first time listening, or even if it's not, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this with somebody. Just search for Go the Mission on just about any podcast provider like Spotify, Apple, Google, and many more. You can also find the show on YouTube. Now, today, I got a real special guest, good friend of mine and a former student of mine. And we go back a few years for sure. The great Palau Mission Academy. And I gotta, that's right, my man. I gotta thank my man, Shae Aguon, for joining me on the pod today. What's up, man?
What's up, Coach Corey? Good to be here. Great honor to be on your podcast. I've been listening and hearing a lot of good things, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, man. I'm so glad that you're with us today too. So before we jump into the questions, is there anything else that you may want to say, just to give our listeners an idea of who you are and maybe like what year you are in school and those kinds of things?
All right, so my other name is Malcolm. You can call me Malcolm, but I go by Shae. That's like a little shorter name that I have. It's easy to remember, so I like going with Shae. I'm a senior at PMA, Palau Mission Academy. One thing about me, I'm a cool and chill dude. You can always kick back with me, and I'm not like that awkward type. But yeah, that's a little something about me. As I keep going, as I keep talking with you, I'll like slip in a lot of other stuff about me.
All right, for sure.
Not really
for
about
sure.
me today. Yeah.
All right, so the first thing I want to ask you is, what does mission and service mean to you?
Okay. That's a really good question. Mission and service to me is taking your perspective of God and sharing it to different people around the world. Doesn't mean you have to be in your state. Like, you can travel out to the world. Doesn't mean you have like close, far, whatever. It's just taking the image and the idea of God and sharing it with the world, and however you want it.
That's what's up, man. I like that. To me, it's so cool that so many different people I ask this question have so many different ideas and definitions of what this means, but they're all right. Like, they're all good.
Yeah.
So I think what I need to do in the future, excuse me, is just like write down everyone's definition and come up with this master definition for missions and service. I think that'd be really cool.
But that was like my general idea of the mission and service. Is to be able to go out to wherever in the world or wherever you're at and just show God and just put the image of God into someone.
All right. That's what I like to hear, man. So I have to ask you, first, let me ask you this. How many years have you been in the Palau SDA school system? Okay.
I wasn't in SDA, but I did 4 years in PMA.
Okay. So you came in as a freshman. You did all the high school.
Yes.
All right. That's what's up. And unfortunately, we got coronavirus and all that stuff going on. This would have been Shae's graduating year.
That would have been, yes.
Dude, man. And I was supposed to be out there. I was going to be out there to support in whatever way.
We were like saying like, we want Coach Corey to be our speaker. Like, that's what we were saying in class. And ironically, that was the last subject we touched on the last meeting we had in school, was about graduation.
Damn, man. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do a little something, because you guys are online for the rest of the school year, right?
Yes.
And do you guys know if you're having a graduation yet?
Well, no, because there are some people are saying like there's no graduation because we don't want to have a gathering whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But some people are saying like we're still gonna give out like your diplomas. But I'm not too sure about that. But I know that for PHS and all the other schools, they're not having any promotional day or graduation day because of the gathering part.
I see. Why. Okay. Well, check this out. Get me the information on who your class officers are. Get me the information on your verse for the year, your theme, all that stuff.
All right.
Send
All
it to
right.
me, and I'll come up with a little something for you guys.
Oh, okay. I got you, mister. I'm not let you down. I'm not gonna let you down. I got you.
All right, my man. I got you.
I got you.
All right, so 4 years in high school at Palau
Mm.
Mission Academy. I got to ask you, what's your overall experience been with the missionaries? What's it been like?
Oh, with the missionaries at PMA, it's been a blessing. Like, no lie, like I cannot express that word, like blessing. Like there was like the people that were there as the teachers, they can be as close as your friend or like someone you can go to, and I like that idea. In some other schools, it's so hard to get close to your teacher. Like, there's actually no connection whatsoever. But at PMA, I felt so connected with the teachers that I could walk up and talk about something deep and hard for me to express with another person.
Wow.
There was like in one case where like I had an incident and it was bothering me so much, and the teacher caught it in class, and she asked me to stay after class, and we talked about it. For that experience, it was so like mind-boggling to me because I will never have that experience with another teacher at another school. Like, I remember in Koror, that's where I went to elementary. If a student was having a hard time in class, they would be immediately sent to the office. Like, yeah, sent to the office. You either stay there for the whole day, you don't come back to class, or you either go home. That's
Wow.
what they would do. Yeah, so at PMA it was different, and I'm thankful and blessed to have those teachers in my life, especially you. Like, you're one of those
Thanks, man.
people.
I think that's really cool because I think when the people here think about missions and schools, they kind of assume that it's the same type of thing over here and over there in between, especially the public and the SDA schools overseas. And it's so much different than what we expect here. Like, teachers, they're usually there to try to make their paycheck. They're trying to teach what they got to teach.
Yeah.
I heard,
Yeah, exactly.
heard,
Same here. That's the same thing here.
Yeah, man. And it's like you got teachers in some schools. I ain't throwing any names out there because I ain't trying to throw any shade. But I heard.
I got you.
You already know. I love it, man. You got some teachers that they'll kind of do whatever for a couple minutes. The class is more than 2 hours long, and then kids will be going to sleep. They'll be getting up, leaving class, doing whatever, and the teachers, they don't even care about the people because they feel like their job is done. And that's the big difference between those other schools and what a missionary teacher can accomplish, because they realize that, look, like, I'm not certified as a teacher. I was out there teaching. The majority of the missionaries that go out there teaching, they're not certified as teachers, but we're a missionary first and then we're a teacher, So we're actually trying to put that effort to care about our students, and it means more to us because, to be honest, I feel like I can do a better job just relating to you as a person than explaining to you everything about all the Bible has to say. And so that
like, Mr. That is so true, and I'll give another point. Another point to that, like, for me, I love teachers that can relate to what I'm going through or what other people are going through. So it's easier for me to communicate and like get like on the same level with you. Like, as you said, like, some teachers out here, like, they don't really care. They're just here for the job. They're here for the money. Like, that's what they're here for. That's a big problem for me because as a student, I get uncomfortable, and that makes me not want to learn. And then I just shut off. Like, I don't want to learn anything because he's not teaching right, or he's not doing this right. So then I don't feel comfortable learning.
That's interesting. So in other words, it's more than, because I guess I knew that relationship was important, but I kind of assumed sometimes that if the teacher's good at teaching, they can kind of, even if they don't care about the students less, but if they're a good teacher, it's still okay. But you're saying not so much. They still have to have that balance. Wow. That's deep, man. That's deep. So, according to your definition of mission and service, do you feel like the missionaries met your definition of that? And why or why not? Yeah,
I feel like they met I don't really have a very high standard. It's just that when I go to class, I feel like I still want to learn about God, even though I'm going to math class or an English class or a different like subject and not Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I still want to go in class knowing that we're gonna still talk about God, because talking about God makes me feel like happy. It makes me like less angry all the time, like less anxiety for all the homework and stuff. But like, yeah, like I don't really have a big standard, but I just really want to go into class with a good mindset and have a mindset with God in it. But with every teacher, like there was not a day where I went in class and I felt like, man, this teacher is not doing, like he's not talking about God, or he's like not doing what God's supposed to say. Like, I've never had to go in class like that.
Nice.
Like, I've always went into class with positive minds, positive attitude, and having the thought of God with me.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell me maybe a couple or a few of your favorite missionary moments. Some things that they did, some interactions you had with them that really made an impact on you or that you really appreciated.
So I want to talk about the cross-country incident where I kind of like blacked out. So that experience was on a whole nother level. But I'm so thankful that like, and Mr. Browning was there. So shout out to Coach Browning.
My man.
You're like, yes. Coach, like, what was so great about him on that day, he never left my side. Like, everywhere I looked, he was like next to me. And on that day, I told myself like I was gonna win the race. Like I really wanted to win. And I kept telling, like when we were in the ambulance going back to Karor, I was telling him, Mister, I'm so sorry that I lost. Like I felt so bad. Like I was hurting. Like I wanted to cry in front of him.
Man.
And he's like, no, it's all good, because like you did your best. That's all that matters. And that really hit me the most. Like I was, damn, okay. So I forgot about the race. I was like really like thinking about Coach Browning and what he said, and that really hit me. And then another moment is with Mr. Laughlin and Mr. Ramirez.
All right.
All right. Yeah, these are sophomore teachers I'm talking about. And then
that was a good year, man.
So
that was a good year.
Yeah, it was a really good year. So on this particular day, it was a Tuesday morning, and that time I had practice in the morning for swimming. And it was like 4:30 to 6:30. That was our practice.
Hold on one second. I gotta let the listeners know, like, I'm not just talking to you're a random student here. This is an Olympic athlete that we're talking to here, okay? Like 2020, like Tokyo got lucky because coronavirus hit that he's not gonna be able to go and dominate for Palau over there. But next year when they bring it back, he's gonna be right over there making it happen.
Yes.
So I had to throw that out there, but go ahead, my man.
No problem. So it was already a bad morning because I don't like waking up in the morning, especially that early, and going to practice. But I still did my thing. Grinding. I had to grind to earn my spot on the team. And then we went to school, and it was like hectic because this person was like bothering me, and I couldn't get my mind straight. And then all the homework. So then I told Mr. Maris, like, you know what, I'm gonna stay back, not for tutoring. I wanted to stay back to talk to him about something deep in my life. Like it was like my heart. Like so it's like, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll let you stay. So I was like, wow. What? And I took that experience, and I was like, even though it wasn't like he could say like, no, you need to go home, like you can't stay here. He was willing for me to stay back and talk to him, and Mr. Laughlin was there too.
Awesome.
That really hit me emotionally, because like a teacher's job, like you're supposed to follow the rules, like that's what your job's for,
right?
But he really took it out of his way to tell me to stay, and not for tutoring. We just wanted to talk. And so I took that, and I never took that for granted, that awesome. Experience. And like the whole 1 hour was a great one, because I was talking to him, and I was like letting a lot of emotion out, a lot of steam out. And then I got through my day. I finished all my homework and then went home. Was so happy.
Let's go.
That's how I want to feel. Like when I go back home. Like that's how I want to feel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is my last moment. It's with you.
Okay.
Like, no, like, it's with you. It's when you, like, gave me the, like, when you were helping me become SDA. That road, like, my path on becoming an SDA member. Because when I had to decide on becoming SDA, like, I remember telling you, it was 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. 3 years of my life trying to, like, decide to go or be an SDA or not. And then that one chapel when you told me, like, you gotta do it. Like, right. You pushed me out of my comfort zone to show me that you're gonna have to come out of your comfort zone sometime in life, and you need to push yourself no matter what. You can't just stay at one spot and expect to get something. You know, I learned that from you. Like, I can't just stay at one spot and just ask for someone to do it for me. I have to do it for myself. So thanks to you, you gave me a little push, and I ran off with it. So thank you. So thank you so much for that.
Hey, man. God is good. That's all I can say. God is good.
Yeah, God is good.
and
I'm blessed to meet all the people in my life.
Hey, man.
All the teachers.
And us, you too, man. Us, you too.
Yeah.
No doubt. And you know, with you bringing that up, I think that your entire story is so amazing. Like, where you came from, what things were like for you before getting to PMA, and then your experience in PMA. Can you give our listeners just a little snapshot of what it was like coming into Palau Mission Academy, the kinds of things that you were thinking as your mind kind of changed towards where you finished up at this point?
I was just gonna give a point on that.
Okay. So,
I was raised like in a religious family, but it was like mixed religion. Like none in my family were like this person likes that and that. Like, my mom is Catholic, my dad is Protestant, and then my whole family is like all Catholics because of my grandpa, you know. And then I was raised obviously because my mom wanted me to be Catholic. And then I went to PMA. When I went to like PMA, it was like I was kind of scared because I didn't know anybody there. It was my first year. I knew several people because they were my cousins, classmates from Kuror that came to PMA. And that was about it. Like, I didn't know anybody else. And I was really scared. I was scared for what they were going to teach me, what the teachers would look like, or how they would act, and people around me. You know, first impressions as a freshman, it counts. It's a big thing. It's like, you don't want to embarrass yourself. So I wasn't trying to be that person. Like, so my freshman year, I was kind of the silent dude that stood in the back. Like, I wasn't the first one to like, yeah, go God, like this. I wasn't that kind of guy at the beginning. But like, as I stayed in PMA, and as I kept moving up the levels of school, the school levels, it slowly ticked to me, like, because I was starting to do certain things that weren't like normal to me. Like, I started going to church. I started reading the Bible more out of my own time. I was listening to more Christian music than before. I started before I ate. I started to pray. Even before practice, I would pray. That was things I never did on like a daily basis. And then when I hit junior year, that was the year, like, you know, this is the time, and this is the time I want to be SDA. Like, I was fully committed. And then I had to ask my mom. And then when I asked my mom, it was the day my little brother was getting baptized into Catholic, and she was okay with it. She was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. And then I asked her, why'd she say yes now but not? Because I asked her when I was freshman, and she said no, like, it's straight up no. So when I asked her in junior year, she said, like, the years when I see you grow up, I saw like a little picture of God in you. Like, I saw you grow. I saw you grow mentally and spiritually. And she was so happy. Like, she was starting to cry. So I was like, wow. And then I couldn't take that decision for granted. Like, this was my big decision, and I'm glad I took that decision. When I came into SDA, like the SDA family, the church, I met some amazing people. I've heard some amazing stories from a lot of people, and I'm so grateful to hear and witness and be part of a family like that. Like it's so amazing,
dude.
So amazing.
I'm getting
So
chills
amazing.
just hearing you tell me just that little piece of it again. And it's not like I haven't heard it before, you know.
Yeah.
But I hear it again and I'm getting chills. And
Yeah.
you know, for those of you listening, I have to throw this out there. Like, Shae is an example of what's possible when people give up, you know, their plans, their goals, and put those things aside for a year just to go and serve. Like, there are so many stories just like this waiting to happen, where you have family members of different religious backgrounds, but they're able to see, wait a second, you know, something's changing in my kid because of this school that they're going to. And that's incredible. Like, for people who have come out here and felt like it's a waste of time, or people who look at service and mission like, I'm not gonna do that because my school is more important. Dude, like, you got to think bigger than that.
Let me tell you, it's not. It's totally not. Like, I told a teacher this. I have a big, like, I give a higher respect to missionaries that come out here. Like, I had to think in their, like, I had to put myself in their shoes, right? Because how, if you asked me to spend a whole year on a different island, I look at you crazy, bro. I'm not going there. Like, I'm not going. Like, why would I leave my friends, my family, my school, whatever I'm doing right now? Why would I leave that for a whole country that I don't know? I'm gonna teach kids that I don't know who would respect me or not. Like, I don't know that, and it's for a whole year. And I give teachers a lot of respect for that. Like, you guys come out here for a year to teach, and not even a year. Like, you would extend that. Like, that amazes me the most, and that makes me want to go out to the world and serve as well. Like, I've been thinking of thoughts of going out to serve and helping kids out there too. Because I know that I may not be the perfect kid, but I want to help someone. Like, where my story was at, I want to help someone. I want to show that to someone and say, like, don't ever give up. Like, never give up in life. Never put down your head. Like,
you being a missionary to me right now, man. Seriously, it's so encouraging for me to hear that. And, you know, like you said, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect either, you know. And so when I'm able to hear that from somebody else, it reminds me, you know, there's bigger things to live for. There's bigger things to be concerned with, and there's more people out there to impact in a positive way. So, you know, the things that kind of bring me down and the things that disappoint me from time to time, I can't afford to let those things take over, because there's more. There's bigger things to accomplish than to be just worried about that. So, man, thank you for that, man.
No, thank you, because you put, like, so much knowledge into me, and I just took that and never took that for granted. So thank you for that.
Hey, praise the Lord, man. Such a blessing.
And also, the thing is, like, since you left a year, right? We're still talking about you and all the other teachers that taught us. Like, that's how much you guys meant to us. Like, that's how close you guys were to us. And when we talk about it, we always laugh. Like, we talk about all the good times, and then we just like, man, we wish they would be here right now. Like,
yes, dude, man. I think about Palau every day, and no joke. Like, you guys, the however many students, whether it's from SDA or PMA, I talk to y'all more than I talk to anybody here. Seriously,
I was gonna say, like, I was just gonna ask that. Like, Mr. Like, I've noticed that your Facebook picture is with some bunch of like I don't know, 3rd or 4th graders. Yeah. You can't do that there. I just noticed that. It's like, you can't do that there.
It's true. It's true, man. It's just not the same. And I'm gonna keep that picture. That picture's gonna stay there for, you know, the longest of times. It's gonna stay there. Shout out to Clara and Shae, who are in my profile picture on Facebook. All of us looking kind of funny, but it's all good.
the one thing we miss about going into the hallway is your energy on a Monday. On a Monday. Because like when you see the senior class, we're like dead, like no one's alive, and then we just imagine just Coach Carr like in our face like Monday, like that's what we would do. We would try to hype ourselves like that.
Oh man, that's awesome. Gotta keep it alive.
That's what we would do. Like, no lie, no cap.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'll be trying to tell myself that here sometimes. Like, Monday, man, it's Monday. Gotta start strong. Gotta kick Monday in the teeth. If you win Monday, you win the week. win
the week.
Yes. Yeah. So
it's good times.
Oh
good times.
Yeah, man, always. So for all the good experiences, I know that with students it can be different. You know, they can have good moments with some missionaries, and they can have not so great moments with others. If you have any, what would you say are your worst missionary moments, or something that a missionary did, and you don't have to say any names, something that they did that you just didn't agree with or made you lose respect for them?
For me as a student, and how I was raised, I still give respect to anybody and everybody, even though sometimes their decision isn't the right one for me, but was the right one for them. Like, I still wouldn't get mad at you or like cuss you out in class or like lose respect. I still have respect for you because you're still, you have feelings. You're still a human being. You know, I still think about that. So even though like you give me so much homework, so many tests, so many quiz and whatever, I'm still gonna do it because you know I have to do my part as a student, and I still I still have to respect you as an adult because I'm a minor. That's how I think. But I've never had a bad experience with anybody or any of the teachers that I've had. I have so much respect for all of them and every one of them, like from my freshman year to my senior year. I haven't lost any respect to none of them.
And you know, I gotta say that's really deep because there's a big lesson in there. I think people here can learn. Like in America, it's different the way kind of respect works. You notice that sometimes a student feels like just because they're in class they can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want. And you know, of course we have some students like that out in Palau, but the mentality is different over here. And so you know, the issues that students can have with a teacher, even on a university level, it's like, wow. But to hear you say that, yeah, you know, they may not be doing things the way that I would like, but my job is as a student, and I have to put that stuff ahead. Like, I'm not here to get into beef with them. I'm here to do what I need to do so I can get to the next level. So I think that's a big encouragement for a lot of university students and people on this level as well. So thank you.
Like a good lesson that I got was from Miss Ford. She taught me a good lesson.
Shout out.
I think
to
it wasn't only for me. Yeah, shout out to Miss Kim Ford. It wasn't a lesson towards me specifically, but the whole class, because like she was telling us like, you know, you gotta do, like, I think it was an announcement like not to do, like to do your work, don't have your work turned in late, you know, the late work policy. She was talking about that, and she said, if you don't like your class, like, just still do the work, so the teacher won't bug you about it. Or you, like, the next year you won't have to take it over again, and that makes it worse. Right. So I took that in. I was like, okay, there was a class that I didn't like, but I still had my job to do the work and the things that were assigned to me. Because if my mom found out, I'd be dead. So that was another thing. So I had to do my work no matter what.
And I love that because, you know, a lot of times people think, oh man, I hate this class, so I'm not going to do anything. Yeah. But it's backwards thinking. That mentality. It's backwards, yeah. Because if you don't do it, you're going to have to take it again. So the classes that you hate the most should be the ones you work the hardest at, so you don't have to do it again. Yeah. It's so logical, man.
Yeah, it's crazy how simple things we think about can be so easy, but it's just hard for other people. But if you just put the effort in, you'll be amazed what you can do with your mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I think in some of the things you said, you probably answered my next question. I was going to ask you, what were your biggest growing experiences with a missionary?
Like I said, there is a lot. There is a lot, and there was a lot, and I hope there's still gonna be a lot more.
For sure.
Because I still want to learn. I still want to learn about myself. I'm like 17 years old. I still have a long way to go. I still want to learn more. But going back to high school, like I learned a lot. I think the one I mentioned with Coach Browning, Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Laughlin, and you are like the biggest ones. But I can also like sleep on Miss Hannah and Miss Hartline. They're the ones that also really helped me get through like a lot of depression in my life, especially Miss Hannah. Miss Hannah has helped me get through like depression,
Shout out Chaplain.
Anxiety, and also my biggest fear of death. Like she's helped me get through that. So
wow.
So I'm thankful
That's
for
deep.
her and what she's done in my life. Yeah, like I'm so thankful for her and what she's done in my life. She's actually my school mom now, so I'm just thankful for her.
That's what's
Just
up,
thankful.
man.
So thankful for her.
I like to hear that, man. And so what kind of advice or encouragement would you have given missionaries during your experience with them?
Come in, like as if they're coming here, and I would tell them an advice or something.
Yeah, like if you see them kind of going through their work there, what kind of advice could you give them? Or if you see them kind of struggling with something, what kind of advice or what kind of encouragement would you give them?
No, I would say like always keep your head up. Never look like, don't say one bad day is gonna ruin the rest of the school year. There's always gonna be another day where you can improve yourself as a teacher and as in yourself. Like from my class, we respect people if we get the same respect back. And I like to respect my teacher no matter what. And like I said, like don't put your head down because one student was acting like this or one student was like acting like that. Don't put your head down because of that. Always like there's always a next day and there's another day to improve on yourself and for the class.
I like that. And it's wisdom to think of perspective, because you never know, like usually when someone is acting a certain way, it's because of something else that has happened. It doesn't even have anything to do with the teacher.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
for a teacher to be able to say, you know what, let me not take it personal, but let me use that kind of acting out as an opportunity to do some outreach and to see how you can impact that student in a better way. Those kind of things make a big difference. And it's funny because when I think about it, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, also be more engaged with the students. If someone is not being being laid back or not talking, just engage yourself. So we know how you would react to some people if they weren't talking, or just engage with the class. Like,
I agree. I think my first year there, I was talking to Reese about this. My first year when I was teaching, I definitely could have done a better job of trying to engage everybody, because there was language barriers and I was kind of caught off guard. And so for the better part of that year, I gave up on trying to teach half the foreign kids in my class because I couldn't communicate with them. And that's on me. Like that's on me 100%. So definitely a growing experience there. And thankfully now I have a much better relationship with a lot of the foreign kids. So, and I love that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you have a good engaging skill with everybody in the class. So I like that about you. Like, you engage with everybody. It's not like you're not talking to one side of the group or like another. It's like you engage with everybody, and I like that as a teacher.
Thanks, man.
That looks. Yeah.
And it's more fun that way, to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think missionaries should know? This is kind of generally speaking, before coming or before going to serve? What should they know?
For Palau, like they should know that they're coming to teach kids that they want to know about God. Some of them may not want to learn, but in the back of their mind, they still have that question like, what is God, or what is the meaning of life? So when they come to like Palau or anywhere in the world, they should still have the thought of God and wanting to teach God in a way so that they won't forget about it. And also, if you're coming to Palau, like this is all the missionaries that are planning to come to Palau, don't think that Palau is where, like, if you're coming to teach, these kids are gonna be like wild because we live in the Pacific, or we're gonna like kill you on your first date. No, like Palauan kids are, I say trained, but are mostly grown up to respect for like guests or foreign people. People are not from that are not from here. We will literally open our hearts and our arms to you when you step foot on the island. Like, we will have so much love, and we would care for you. We would care for you as if you were our son or something.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's true. And I bet you've gone through that.
Oh, absolutely.
You've had a plan, mom. Yeah,
dude. Like I have to say,
they've cared for you.
And I can't even say enough about this, but I keep telling people, and I know some of them think that I'm just trying to hype up the mission experience. I had a great time in Palau, no doubt. But when I say that I feel more at home in Palau than I do in America, I'm telling the truth. I'm not just saying that to say it. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
Come on now. You think I wouldn't rather be in Palau than Michigan right now? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I never thought that. I was like, this guy wants to come back. I know him. I know Coach Corey.
Every day, man.
And also to think about how many years you've been in Palau. It's like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, you can already buy a house in Palau.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
You already can buy a house in Palau, or buy land specifically.
Okay, that's good to know for when I come back.
Like, if you partner up with a Palauan, then he can get you land, and then you can like already build your house and stuff.
Oh,
you just need a permit.
Go.
Then you'll be good.
Dude, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. That's about to be one of my goals, man. I'm gonna have a house in Palau.
That Mister. You gotta have a house back over
here. Let's go. Yo, I'm so hyped, man. I'm so hyped. Dude, man.
We can't wait for your return. When we already have like the house party. We would have the house party already.
Let's do it. Oh man, I love it. I love it. So, I think based on what you said, the answer to this question is very obvious, but I want to ask it again just to solidify the fact. And that question is, do you think that missionaries really make a difference?
Yes, 100% yes. They do make a big difference in someone's life. It may not be like the whole school, but it's at least someone. Or if it's no one, at least you went out, you gave the message, you let everybody know what God is to you and how they can relate to God. It's still gonna impact someone, no matter like if it's a small talk or a deep talk. It's still gonna impact someone in school. Every time at chapel, I bet, like, I was paying attention to all your talks and all the talks that happened at PMA, up like from where you were when I went to PMA and to now. But like, some of the kids weren't paying attention, but I know someone out there, and the seating arrangement, I know someone was like really listening to it and was like really relating to it. I know there was one speaker we had, and this was when I was senior already. So the speaker was talking about how God had changed his life and all that stuff, and we were praying, and a friend next to me, he was praying, and I heard him like kind of crying. So I looked over, and it looked like the whole time he was like really paying attention. I didn't hear him talk once. I didn't hear him say anything. Like, he was really praying and he was crying. but I didn't feel bad for him. Like I was like kind of happy for him because he was like really engaged, and I like to see that in people because they're really getting into the message, and they're really listening, and I hope people at PMA see that and like they want to learn more instead of being at the at like where they sit and they just talk. Man, it was I get so triggered when I hear people talk at chapel. Like just listen to the message, just listen to it, even though it may be boring. Just listen to it because you might find a message in it, and yeah.
That's what's up. You heard it here. You heard it here first, guys. From the students and those being affected by missionaries themselves, missionaries do make a difference. It's definitely worth your time. It's not a waste. And as we've talked about in previous episodes, and as we'll continue to hear in future episodes, I'm sure, it's a benefit that will stick with you throughout the rest of your life. That's true in my case, absolutely. Like Palau is never not going to be a part of my experience. It's always going to be a part of my experience. And definitely who I am right now and who I'm trying to become, I owe in large part to just going out to be a missionary and learning to serve. So I'm very appreciative for that. And I got to thank you again, Shae, for joining me on the pod. It's been awesome talking with you and catching up once again.
Mr. No, it's a blessing to be on the podcast. Like I said before, I thank you so much for inviting me and being on the podcast. When you asked me, I was all in it. I was like, yes, I want to join.
My man.
Yeah, and also when this also helped me with talking at chapel.
Yes.
So I was see how confident I was when I said yes. Like I'll join. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. With no excuses, no nothing.
I love it, man. So many big things coming for you in your life, bro. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you, mister. I just owe it to God. Thank him for all the blessings and all the things he's done for me. I thank him. And the best part of it all is when I wasn't even at SDA, he was there for me. I was just so ignorant to know. I was just so stubborn. But he was there for me, and I thank God. His grace is amazing. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. His grace is amazing. His grace is amazing.
I'm getting chills listening to you, man. Hey, and I gotta let everyone out there know, like, this guy was my chaplain. The last year that I was there, he was one of my chaplains, and so we had a lot of fun working together. Man, I can't say enough good things about Shae. I really appreciate him and his leadership, and to see his entire experience and where he's come, being there at his baptism, dude, like that was oh my goodness, that was a highlight. That was my highlight of the year for sure.
That was also my highlight, and it was like really like it was so special, something so special for me. And I felt like on that day it was so special. Like, you know how you said you had your guardian angel watching me? Like, I had my auntie there watching me because she recently passed away that year, and I felt she was there, and that made it more special. I felt her like there with me, so it made it more special. And
That's
right
awesome,
when I was walking up, I couldn't hold the tears. I was already starting to cry. Like, I just couldn't. But I held it until I saw my mom. That's where I lost it. I lost.
Such a good moment, man. Oh my goodness, all around. I loved it.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you, mister. Thank you.
Praise God, man. Praise God. So thanks again for sharing your experience, and I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of Go, the Mission. Once again, this is your host, Corey Johnson. Just want to remind you that every other weekend, a new pod is going to drop, and on whatever platform you're tuning in on, like, subscribe, and share so we can continue to get the mission out there. If you have any questions about missions or you're wondering about how to be a missionary, let me know. You can reach me by using my email at gothemission@gmail.com, or feel free to drop a comment or a message through social media or YouTube. And finally, remember, to exist is not enough. We out here to be out here. Until next time.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yes, sir. Till next time. Peace.